Hey there, I'm back. So today is cycle day 32, still cycle 1, cycle day 32. I'll explain how I got to 32 in a minute. But the last time I talked to you guys, all my home pregnancy tests were negative. So I am going to spare you the anticipation and just let you know now. My home pregnancy test up to the day of the blood tests, completely negative. Had no reason. Well, I actually have like symptoms. I felt like my boobs were more sore. I had more vivid dreams. Actually, I had 3 nights in a row of vivid dreams. I just felt like in the last 4 days or so, I've had more symptoms than I had in the entire 2 weeks. Now, I'm on progesterone suppositories, and so there's really no outflow to come while on progesterone. So progesterone sort of delays outflow. Some women still get it, but everybody's different. But mostly you don't get an outflow while you're on progesterone. So here I am with cycle day 32. Now, here's the funny thing. So I told you last time how I pushed my my beta test, the blood test, from last Friday to Monday. Monday is cycle day 31, but today is cycle day 32, and I finally have results. So let's get into that story. So Monday is cycle day 31. That is 15 days post-ovulation, 17 days post-IUI, and I was supposed to have my beta test. So on Monday, I took my last test, which was actually a digital test, and it blinked, blink, 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 ding. No, absolutely not. So I'm not going to lie. I was feeling a little defeated, but I was trying to hold out hope that maybe I'm just one of those women with the late HPTs and with all the extra symptoms that I was feeling, that was actually pregnancy. I couldn't have not have felt any more pregnant than I did in the last 4 days, okay? So I woke up that morning, and even though I took a home pregnancy test, I usually take my little tinkle in a cup. That way I'm not fighting with, whether it was in the stream long enough. So I just usually tinkle in the cup. I didn't have a whole lot of water there, but which was unusual. So I guess that meant I was a little dehydrated, which was not necessarily a good thing considering I had to give blood that morning. So I took the test anyway. I rushed out. I'm so not a morning person. This appointment was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm absolutely not a morning person, just not, especially on a Monday. But anyway, I went to get the blood test and experienced yet another first. I have never, ever, 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 ever in my life shown up to a blood draw and not been able to deliver. I don't care. I've been dehydrated before. I've always been able to deliver on a blood draw. Got stuck 3 times by the nurse at the doctor's office. Could not get any blood. I mean, they got a little trickling of the blood, but not enough to go into a vial. So what happens? She says, well, if you want a result today, got to go over to the hospital. Hospital's a bit out of the way. Not really trying to do that. Or I could go to the lab, let them take it. I said, okay, I'll try to go to the lab. She said, well, the only thing about the lab, you probably won't get the results today. Okay, fine. I can wait another day. What else? I don't know what's going on. This is a serious delay. There's got to be something to this. There's a reason why I pushed my test back. There's a reason why she couldn't get blood from me that morning. There's a reason why I went to the lab and it was super duper crowded. I had to work, so I was going to sit there. So I went home. And I made an appointment. And I came back. My appointment was for 12:15 that afternoon. I came back, got my blood work done. I drank some water and I ate breakfast in the meantime. And she was able to get blood just fine. Just fine. So I hydrated myself, quite a bit. So, then I came home and started looking up, well, why would my blood draw have been difficult? Well, apparently pregnancy doubles your blood volume, makes it a little harder to get blood out sometimes. Everything slows down. So here I am, another possible sign of pregnancy, or I could have just been dehydrated. There really was another answer for everything. It didn't have to be pregnancy, but I really felt like it was. I don't know. Anyway, let me just, so I got that done at the lab. Okay, fine. And then, basically my result wasn't going to come in until the next day, which they had to tell me the next day anyway, because if it was positive, I needed to get another one on Wednesday. So it wasn't like I could wait 3 days to get that result. So that brings us to today. About 11:30 this morning, got a call from the doctor's office. It was the nurse to let me know that, unfortunately, my blood test was negativo. That's right, negative. Just like all the home tests, completely negative. She didn't tell me what my numbers were. Probably had no numbers. But, the confusing part about all of this is that, you have all these symptoms. They're things you're not used to. Granted, I was on a bunch of hormones. But, the big hormones completely out of my system. For like the last 2 weeks, I was on progesterone. I've been on progesterone before. Don't know where I've never had all those symptoms before. I mean, you could not have told me that I was not. I totally felt pregnant. Maybe I just wanted it really bad. I don't know. I'm not defeated by this. I'm not actually down. I know that on average it takes about 4 attempts to get a baby or a pregnancy. So I know those numbers, they make sense to me, but you kind of just, you want to beat the odds. You know what I mean? You just want to beat the odds. You want to score on the first try, even though that has the lowest probability. Some women do. I want to be the exception to the rule. I wanted to score on the first try. The timing seemed to be perfect. What's up? So, and then I think, what added to my angst is I was already explaining in previous videos that, my travel schedule for work would potentially prevent me from attempting again for until my 3rd cycle from now. So I would have to skip 2 cycles before I could even try again. So I think that's why I wanted this cycle to go, and it just didn't happen. So where do I go from here? Where do we go from here? How do I move forward? Well, you find a silver lining. And I found the silver lining. My silver lining in this situation is I ovulated late, so I pushed my blood test back 3 days because of the weekend. They couldn't get blood from me on Monday morning. Had to get blood somewhere else, so the result didn't come on Monday. It came on Tuesday. So now it's Tuesday, and it's negative, and I get to stop my progesterone, and I get to start all over with cycle day 1. The silver lining in that is, now that everything's been delayed from Friday, that actually puts me in line to attempt again on my very next cycle. So, yay! There is a positive out of all of this after all. So, I purchased 3 vials. I've got 2 left. We're going to make it do what it do. And, now, tonight's the first night I won't be taking the progesterone, and a cycle will come hopefully by the end of this weekend, and in 2 weeks I could be starting this 2-week wait all over again in about 2 weeks. So I'm excited about that. I am very grateful to have had this experience. So now I know what it feels like, what the process is like, what the hormones feel like, the symptoms. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling symptoms now. I'm like extra sore in the boobage right now and crampy. Ugh, crampy. I was still taking my basal temps, and actually they were starting to drop. They've been dropping the past couple days, and I think even though on the progesterone, my natural cycle is due Thursday, between tomorrow and Thursday. So I think my body, which might be the reason why I'm experiencing so many more symptoms right now, is that my body is fighting the progesterone that I'm taking because it's trying to start my next cycle, and I got this progesterone in my system. So it's basically like, nope, nope, my basal temperature has literally been like this for the past 3-4 days. So I guess that's a sign of not being pregnant, and my body just fighting the artificial hormones. So there we have it. Cycle 1 is over, and I get to move on to cycle 2, and I'm excited to get started and try again. Fortunately, this cycle and the delay of my result has put me in line to do just that. So I'm very grateful of that, and I'm a little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie, but I understand that this is a process, and it takes some women many tries, and the average is 4, and I'm only on 1, and I get to try my second one and see how it goes. So that's where I am. I mean, I don't I don't know. I just, I had a lot of people rooting for me. A lot of people checking in on me, trying to see. A lot of people anxious to hear whether, I'm preggers or not. And, I think, and I mentioned this in the Facebook group, I think this next cycle, I'm going to go through it a little bit more quietly, because when people know that you're going through this, and granted, they're very supportive, but all people ask you are you pregnant yet? Are you pregnant yet? Are you pregnant yet? And it's just like, 2 weeks. I'll know in 2 weeks. Thanks. I'll know in 2 weeks. To the point where people are like, okay, I'm going to be on vacation, so you text me. Because I'm not going to talk to you. Text me. I'm just like, okay. So, it's just, you got people rooting for you and whatnot, and then you got to kind of give them the bad news, and then they don't know what to say, and you don't know what to say, and you're just like, I'm okay. I just, just got to try again. And remain in the positive, and, take all this in with stride. I mean, it's been a very interesting cycle, and with everything that I experienced. I will say this, though. I wasn't very good at logging my symptoms. I just was not very good at it at all. Anything that was kind of like out of the ordinary, I would kind of log those. But I think in this next cycle, I'm going to be a lot more diligent about making notes about all my little symptoms. A headache, a stomach ache, fatigue, pains. Like, if I can't say exactly what the pains are, to use the note section to say exactly what they are, so I can really, really track this down, just in case I have to go through this again. I'm going to continue my basal temps to compare cycles with that as well. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, better luck next time. We're going to try this again and hope for, you know, hope for the baby does sprinkle and hope it sticks this time too. That's all anybody can do. You know, it's just, you know, there were a few women who were 2-week waiting with me, and none of us had a successful cycle. So we're all pretty much starting over. So I guess we'll be 2-week waiting again. They'll all be so far ahead of me though. But that's fine. So I think what I'll do with the testing, because I took a total of 10 tests in this 2-week wait. I probably won't test as much next time, only because I'm not as curious about what's going on and what things look like and all of that. So I think I will be a lot more relaxed about this cycle, and just kind of sort of letting it happen, letting the time go by, and just focus more on logging my symptoms and the things that are going on. And, you know, try to keep focusing on, you know, keeping my weight maintained and, you know, not doing any emotional or hormonal eating. I am doing pretty good with maintaining the weight that I lost before my first attempt. Now that I'm sort of in between attempts, I'm going to work on losing a few more pounds, maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 pounds before my next insemination, and see how that goes. And, you know, if they go again, try to lose another 3 to 5 pounds in between the second cycle and the third cycle. So the good news about all of this is that I get to continue talking to you great people. I get one more cycle to go through. So that's what it's going to be. So I'm excited to get started. Hopefully Aunt Flo shows up. This is probably the only time in life that I will look for Aunt Flo to show up. Like, that she will be welcome. You know what I mean? Probably one of the few times in life that Aunt Flo will be welcome. But she's welcome to come, you know, and knock on my door at any time between now and Monday, so that I can keep my timeline. You know what I mean? So thank you all for, you know, kind of coming on this journey with me, and, you know, gaining the information and just sort of, you know, looking out, because, you know, that's what I've been doing in this whole process. You know, I'm constantly watching videos. I'm educating myself. I like to call myself an educated patient. So anything that's going on, I like to look things up and watch videos. And I've watched other people who are trying to conceive and watch their videos, and just to kind of get an idea of their journey as well. You know, I saw a really good docu-film on Netflix this past weekend for all those who are just looking or interested in this whole trying to conceive process and understanding what we go through. While I am not attempting IVF, I'm doing IUI, which is intrauterine, and IVF is in vitro fertilization. While I'm not doing that, this movie is more about in vitro, but it's called Vegas Baby, and it's basically a fertility clinic in Vegas that did or used to do a competition every year where they would give out a free round of IVF. Hate to spoil it for you, but, you know, at the end of the docu-film, they said the clinic doesn't do the competitions anymore, so I thought about it too. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it too. But they don't do the competitions anymore. But I found it a very interesting film. It's less than 2 hours long, so it's something real quick that you can watch. It was very educational and emotional at the same time. And I mean, the struggle is real out here, you know, with the whole infertility thing. And I don't know that I have infertility per se, only because I'm trying to be a single mom by choice. You know, but maybe I do. I mean, I am advanced maternal age, as they say, at age 37. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But, that's it. I mean, until next cycle, folks. I probably won't video in on cycle day 1, but I'll check in again after my next baseline ultrasound, which will be around cycle day 3. So until then, folks, I'll see you again. For those out there trying to conceive, baby dust to you all. All right, and you know, comment me, let me know what's going on with you. You know, are you experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing? Do you have the same questions that I have? You know, let me know if there's something I didn't mention and you want to know that as well. You know, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. You know, I'm all about. I really wanted to share this experience, not only just share this experience, but document this experience. Like, this is something very new, and it's an adventure for me, because I'm embarking on this. And you know, I wanted to make sure that my feelings and emotions and my struggles with this process didn't get lost after I gained success or no success. And I guess in a way, I kind of wanted to just document this more for myself, but I think it's so much better to share with other women who are going through the same thing, and that we can rally together and build each other up. So that's where we are. That's where I am. And baby dust to all you TTCers out there. And I hope all goes well with your cycles. All the best. I'll talk to you guys later. It's late here. It's like 12 o'clock. All right. Baby dust to you all. Talk to you later. Bye.